white girl empanadas. Because we're white, we're not white. And they're going to be good. Let's make them. I'm about to do something that I never did before. Womp, 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 womp. Anyways, tomorrow's family dinner at the Brinery. Okay, so my friends Joe and Maddie, they own the Brinery. It's one of the best freaking restaurants in Pittsburgh. And when I'm telling you flavor. Anywho, once a month, we get together with our chef friends and our non-chef friends. Shout out Jess. She's the non-chef, but she still makes slapping food. It's still good, though. She don't have to be a chef to make good shit. Anyways, we get together, we do a little themed dinner, and we all just spend some time with our friends and family, and the kids are running around. They're having a good time. It's a blast. So, for family dinner, I decided our theme this month is street food, okay? So, I'm going to make empanadas because it's the best street food. Also, one of my favorite things to get at a Mexican restaurant is a chile relleno. So, we're doing like a white girl version of a chile relleno empanada. Okay? Okay, so let's start with our dough. We need to get the dough done. That needs to rest. And then we can move along to the rest. Okay? So, right here, I'm making a double batch of this dough. This is my husband's grandma's pierogi dough recipe. It is not true. I said they're white girl empanadas. Okay? They're white girl. They're not white girl because the white people don't know how to season food. I do, therefore I am white. Pierogi dough works great. And it's a tried and true recipe because I've made fried pierogies and empanada with this plenty of times and I know it's amazing. So I'm doing a double batch. 5 cups of sifted flour. Sifted is extremely important, okay? You don't play with Mimi's recipe, okay? Well, I kind of did, but that's okay. 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Boom. We're going to whisk that together. Those are our dry ingredients. We're going to add in 3 cups of full fat sour cream. The full fat is important. Do not do low fat on this. If you do, it's not going to come out right. You need the fat in there for this dough. Trust me. Boom. We've got 1 stick of what once was melted butter, but it'll be okay. We're going to add that in. You don't want it to be like super hot. So I melt the butter first and then I measure everything out. That way it kind of sits. If it's super hot, you can cook your egg. You don't want to do that. Speaking of chicken babies, we got 2 of them. We're going to add those in with no shell, preferably. Although sometimes I say no shell and it ends up in there anyways, but whatever. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix this all up. Once we get it mixed up, we can add up to, per batch of pierogi dough, up to 1 cup of flour as we need it. You'll see. Once I get it mixed, I'll go in with my phalanges because those are ultimately your best utensil in the kitchen. Unless you're grabbing something out of hot oil, then don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it, Susan. Oh, I should have taken all the bracelets off. Son of a muffin. We're already like balls deep. It don't matter. Linda, what are you doing? I'm trying to get my balls all floury. My bracelet balls. The balls on the bracelet. Get your mind out of the gutter. And if you have a mixer, you can do this in the mixer. But Mimi always did it by hand. When you're at this point, you're going to be like, man, that's a really super sticky dough. It's okay. We're going to cover it and we're going to let it rest for 20 minutes. Because when we knead it out to shape it and cut it for our empanadas, we want to make sure that it's not like too dry. So this is going to hydrate the flour that's in there right now. And then when we go to knead it out, we'll use more flour. But if we add more flour at this point, it's not going to be Gucci goo. You just got to trust the process. This doesn't need to like proof or anything. It's just a rest period, which I guess technically is proof, but like we don't need it to double in size. Okay. While that's happening, you want to fry up some burger and get you some taco meat. I've already done mine. Now the way I do my taco meat is I fry up burger. I add some beef bouillon, some tomato bouillon, some adobo, some cumin, some chili powder, some Lebanese 7-spice. Don't knock it till you try it. Garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of flour too. That like helps the broth thicken up. And I add some water. And that's my taco meat. Therefore, like when it rehydrates, it's not going to be dried out. Okay, because I added the extra water and the flour and it gives it like, it's kind of like Taco Bell's ground beef, but nowhere near as foul. No, you couldn't pay me to eat Taco Bell. And I'm not knocking anybody that eats Taco Bell. All I'm saying is, like, I used to work there and I would grab the bag of ground beef out of the thermalizer and the bag would be like this big and like 80% of the bag was grease and then the bottom was burger, and it's not even all burger. So like you could, nope, no. When I did do Taco Bell, I did chicken or steak. That's as far as it goes. Anyways, now I'm going to use the dirty ass pan that I just fried my meat in because I don't like a lot of dishes. Call me crazy. I just don't. Okay? We're going to take this blender right here. And I'm going to put in, this is about 1.5 cups of cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, Susan. I don't know why I just broke into a British accent. I couldn't tell you. It's just who I am inside. But anyways, we're going to add 1.5 cups of cottage cheese to the blender. I know growing up, people were like so grossed out about cottage cheese. And now it's like the coolest thing to do. Do you know what I'm saying? So 1.5 cups cottage cheese, about 1/2 cup of milk. Boop, here we're good. 1 can of Rotel. I do a little bit of chicken bouillon, about 1 tablespoon, just to season up the cottage cheese, you know? Nothing crazy. We're gonna blend this up. So, I think we need more milk. That's not enough milk. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just sometimes I'm so silly. A little bit more than that. I forgot I had to add cheese to this. Now we're gonna blend it up. We're gonna pour this into the pan and we're gonna bring it up to like a low heat, okay? We do not want this hot, we want it warm. And the reason why is because we're making a cheese sauce, okay? If your liquid for your cheese sauce is too warm, your cheese will break, okay? Your cheese sauce will break. So I'm gonna put this on like 4 on my stove. I have an electric stove. I'm gonna put it on 4 and just let it slowly come up to temperature. It is a milk product though, so make sure you're stirring it and scraping the bottom. While that's coming up, again, I'm making a double batch. I've got 2 pounds. Is this a pound? No, it's 12 ounces. 2 packages of the white, it's Swiss, but it's American cheese. It don't taste like Swiss. But white American, and then you would need some pepper Jill cheese also. Pepper Jill, not Pepper Jack, because she saved him because he had a little bit too much to drink that night. And we're gonna open these up. Once this comes up to medium temperature, we're slowly going to add this in. Like, add 3 pieces, mix it in and let it melt. Add another 3 pieces, mix it in and let it melt. This is a little bit slower of a process, but you gotta do it right to get the results you want. I ended up only using 1 package plus like 2 pieces of the white Swiss American cheese. You can just use the 1 pack. This is our cheese sauce. Holy crap, that's heavy as Hades. Ah, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so for the cheese sauce, it's pretty thick, but that's fine. You want it like that, okay? Because it's ultimately all gonna get cooled down, stuffed inside a dough, and then deep fried. Like, hello. 4 cans of these green chilies. Now we're gonna mix this all together. Oh my God. This smells so freaking good. This might be one of my greatest noggin inventions to date. And there's our filling. Now, ideally, we would refrigerate this and make sure it's nice and cold. But I'm gonna make just 1 to show you. First, I guess I should taste the filling. Make sure it's banging, you know? This is not Cal's depths, though. There we go. Let's taste our chile relleno filling that I made. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, damn, that's good. It's got a little bit of an acidity bite that I really don't want in there. I'm gonna add about 1 teaspoon of honey because there's just a little bit of acid. I lied, about 1 tablespoon of honey. There's a little bit of a bite at the end that I don't want there. Let's see what it tastes like now. It tastes a lot like chile relleno, so we nailed the flavor profile, you know. Ooh, I hate that fork. Ugh, I don't even like touching that one. Okay, now let's try. Oh my God, that honey was perfect. Definitely do the honey, because you're gonna run into acidity here and the Rotel and the cottage cheese. A little bit of honey just balances it so good. That's our filling. We're gonna set that aside. Now we get to the fun part. We're gonna get a cutting board and we're gonna dust it really good in flour. We're gonna work this in sections, okay? I'm gonna take flour and sprinkle the whole top, grab a little bit of the dough, and we're just gonna knead it with that extra flour until it's smooth. You don't have to go crazy with it, okay? It's a little sticky, but that's fine. Now we're gonna roll it out, and you want it to be about as thick as a lasagna noodle, uncooked. And if you feel like your dough is starting to stick, add a little bit more flour. It's a process, but They're gonna be made with love. That's all that matters. Fuck this, we're going straight to the island. I sanitized it. I can't do it on a cutting board. It's way too small. Going straight here. Yup. I've got this cool little empanada cutter. So I'm gonna use that to cut all of my pieces of dough at once. And then we'll stuff them. Looks like we're making like 4 or 5. What I'm also gonna do as I'm starting to roll these out, I've got a pan on the stove. I'm gonna put some oil in it, some frying oil. And we're gonna heat that oil to about 350. But you don't have to do that until you're ready to drop them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna take like 10 minutes for your pan to heat up. Now we're gonna get to filling these. I'm gonna show you 2 different ways to do it. One, using the press, and also one just doing it by hand. So if you're doing it by hand, I like to kind of like grab it and just spread it out a little bit more. They don't have to be perfect or uniform, but we want to make sure we get a good amount of filling in there. So by hand, like this. Take a couple tablespoons. You can make these whatever size you want. You ain't got to be picky about it. A couple tablespoons of the mixture, and get you a little cup of cold water. And you're gonna go around the edge of the perogi dough or empanada dough, but it's not really like traditional empanada dough. Okay, now we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna let that filling like drop to the middle, and we're gonna bring it up in the middle and seal it all along the edge. Now, when you get to like the very last of your seal, you kind of wanna push it around like I'm doing and push any excess air out of there. So, I don't know if you could just hear that little teeny tiny bubble that just popped, but there's air pockets in here and you want to try to get these out. Okay, so there is that. And then for the edge, you can just take it and you start like twirling it in on each other, like folding it in, I guess you could say. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it the way I know how to do it. Oh, I hate that fork, which is with a fork. You just go around and fork the edges. So there's our first. But with the press, I'll show you how to do that. Again, you got to kind of stretch it out so it's a little bit bigger than the press. And if you don't have a little press, you can just use a cup. You can use a biscuit cutter to cut them, a bowl, whatever you want. So I'm going to take it in the press and I'm just going to kind of like push it in to make sure it's secure. Boom. Then we're going to take our filling just like that. And again, with the water around the edges, that's like mandatory to help it seal, okay? Because you have all that flour on your edge from rolling it out. Okay. And we just close her up. Boom. Just like that. And she's ready to go. Isn't it so gorgeous? That one didn't really seal that well, though. Let's do it again. There we go. That one's definitely sealed. Just like that. Okay? Go ahead and start stuffing. Pierogi, empanada, whatever you're making. If you're doing something this in-depth, it's a labor of love. Okay? Only feed it to the people you really like. Now, I fried these for about 3 to 4 minutes a piece. My oil was at 350. You can use vegetable oil. I used canola. This is what they're gonna look like when they're done, okay? And we need to give it a taste test because I need to ensure that these are magical. When I say that pierogi dough is majestic, I ain't lying. It's a pillow of fluffy goodness, okay? Look how beautiful that looks. It's hot. It's hot. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh my God. That is hot AF. But that is absolutely phenomenal. These are gonna be a hit at family dinner. I think I'm gonna make like a lime, garlic, cilantro, yogurt sauce to go with them. Definitely go make these. Oh yeah. That's very nice. Okay, love you, bye.